808 Build Tips. Here's Chris.
Working to get this x-ray together for you. Got to point out a couple of things. This manual is just beautiful. Best manual I've ever seen putting together an RC car. A couple little things to point out in putting this together. Early on, they have this part right here that tells you about the gear mesh adjustment for the front and rear diffs. Got some very small shims in here. You move that gear over very close to the drive pinion. Very important. I know we're putting some Clydesdale type horsepower in this beast, and had to put them in there nice and snug. So for you guys that are going to be putting this together for yourselves, pay attention, because this part is actually listed before they get to where you put the diff together. Pretty important. The other thing I wanted to point out to you is that there's a couple of typos in the manual itself. Beautiful, colorful manual. Best one I've ever seen as far as putting together an RC car. But they added this little supplemental in here. A couple little typos in here about the length of A-arms and stuff like that, and some setup stuff. 2mm shim, 1mm shim, stuff like that. Nothing major, but you definitely want to make sure you got this with you as you're going through your assembly. Got our rear diff all assembled right here. Nice little setup. Beautiful. Boy, this is beefy compared to the A-scale and on-road stuff that I'm used to. This thing's a monster. Looking forward to actually getting a chance to run this thing. So if we can get it together, it'll all be good. Moving right now, my attention going to be moving to the front diff. In here is where that shim that I was telling you about is. You lock your hand down on that gear and then rock that drive pinion back and forth to let you know how much play you got. Too much play, not good. You're going to strip the tips off the teeth on the gears. Too tight, of course, then you're going to break it because it doesn't have enough room for play and a little expansion with heat. So I put 2 shims in. Feels pretty good to me. Again, I know we're putting some beastly horsepower in this thing, so we want to make sure that we go and get that baby nice and snug right from the start and let her wear in. Other than that, I'll be talking to you soon.
If you run RC cars, then TQ Racing makes something for you. We found out about some great products made by TQ, including extremely flexible motor sensor cables and custom flexible wire that is fabricated to TQ specs. What makes this wire so special? Well, if you run 12 scale or 10 scale pan cars, on-road or oval, it doesn't matter. This wire was designed from the ground up not to bend your rear pod. It won't bind it up at all. That equates into free movement, allowing your suspension to do its job. The brushless sensor cables, and take a close look at that, you see how that's bending, are extremely flexible and are much easier to use on your car when trying to manage tight spaces, especially on touring cars. All this and more available from tqracing.com. Check it out. We'd like to welcome all our US TV viewers and remind everybody, next episode we take a close look up and personal with the Traxxas Slash, the phenom that's catching on all over the globe. For everyone here at RCTV Live, I'm Jeff Maturo. Thanks for watching.